Hello, welcome to the 10th of February podcast. Today's another sad day.
Oh.
We're gonna pour another shot out to the homie Jeffrey. So, shots out, amen.
So
If you guys don't know,
Thanks, Paul. That was amazing.
No problem. I got you.
they clicked on this video and they heard you do that. They're like, okay, never mind.
What do you mean? I thought it was pretty good. I thought it was a good tribute. All right.
But yeah, we're still looking for the other Dragon Balls. We've only found one so far. We need 6 more before we can revive Jeff.
I think I probably mentioned this last week. I've never watched Dragon Ball, so I have no clue how many Dragon Balls there are.
There are 7.
There are 7. Ah,
Now
it's
you know.
lucky number.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
But yeah, welcome to this week's episode. As you can see, we have the usual 4 minus,
Jeez.
Minus
he
Jeffrey.
who we have already mentioned. Yeah.
Minus our good friend.
Yeah, sometimes we hear him whisper in our dreams. He's like, "Hey, those noodles were pretty good," and he would review the noodles, and we were like, "What? What was that?" It's kind of hard to communicate with him nowadays.
He's like,
yep.
hey guys.
He does that. He does do that. I mean,
After some headphone rustling.
Absolutely, it's always a little bit of.
It's always whenever he jumps on Discord, what he does is that he will go into an oil wrestling match with his headphones, trying to catch him so he can put him on his head.
Yeah, pin him down.
It's like if I were to make it a comparison to how I put on headphones, I usually put on my headphones first and then I join Discord. It's what Jeffrey does is the equivalent of pouring milk and then putting in cereal, as opposed to the other way around.
Yeah,
those are my thoughts.
Do you think he's that type of guy?
You know,
First,
we
won't have the answer until he gets here. But
have we ever asked him about that? Have we ever had this conversation? I feel that we have.
I feel like we did. That's why
I'm pretty sure everyone has at some point.
What, at some point putting milk before cereal just to do it?
Talk about what about which order.
Talked about it?
Yeah.
Have you guys ever done it before? Putting milk before cereal just to see?
I have. It's not right.
It's not right. I've done it before as a kid, just cause, and even then I knew this is wrong. This is a crime against humanity. Is what this is. This should not be allowed.
Yeah, it's when people. It's when people put on a sock on one foot and then a shoe on that foot, and then they put the other sock on the other foot. It's bro, what are you doing? Why? Why would you do that?
It's sock shoe.
My room is upstairs, so when I put on socks, it's always I put on in my room, and then I go downstairs to put on my shoes. So I can't ever see myself getting to that kind of situation where sock and then shoe.
Yeah, it's when people have how when people put their toilet rolls on the thing in the bathroom, right?
Yeah.
I don't get when they do it where the roll that's that you're ripping from is on the other side of it, the one that's farther from you. I don't get that. It just seems like you're making it slightly more inconvenient for yourself for no reason.
That just reminds me of that episode of Foster's Home for Imaginary Kids. That one scene.
I don't know. I don't know.
You ever watched it?
I watched it a little bit, but then
it's been a while.
All my memories are very gone. So
I just remember Frankie, the red-haired chick. I remember thinking she was pretty hot. But even then, I knew this is a cartoon character. That's weird. But she's still kind of hot though.
I'm in love.
It's that red hair. It's that red hair.
It reminds me of when people were talking about of Elsa from Frozen being hot. It was everyone in high school was saying it. I was just why? I didn't get it. It's
what was Elsa again? Is she the?
She's the one with ice powers, the blue dress and blonde.
Right. I'm just outing myself as never watching Frozen.
Oh, okay. But
watch
people were
time.
People are
I
like
never understood
going
that.
crazy over her, and I was like, I don't get it. Like, the proportions aren't there, you know.
It's just how it is.
But yeah. Anyway, this is nothing to do with what we're going to talk about. But
Does
yeah.
anything we do ever relate to what we're about to talk about? What we're about to talk about is always just like a jumping off point to the stuff we're actually going to talk about.
So I guess we can just go right into it right now. So pretty much the topic we're going to talk about is what we're going to eat for our last meal, since we're
Milk
just going
before
to show
cereal.
the world about how much of a fat ass we are, you know.
Give me a second. I'm looking for like a pencil to write. That
A
way I don't
pencil?
forget. Yeah.
I guess I can go first, and I'm gonna out myself as a major fat ass right now. But okay, so this is pretty much last meal before you die, where you're like, okay, one more meal, I can eat whatever I want, and then I'll never eat again because I'm gonna die soon or something.
What? No.
Just to make sure anyone is confused. So pretty much what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna start off with a Five Guys burger. Okay, I want to eat it, and then feel like I'm going through a heart attack before I go through the rest of it.
Why did I think of the same thing? I literally thought the same thing. Isn't there like a hamburger in like Las Vegas or something that's like you have to like sign a waiver in case like you end up getting like cardiac arrest while eating it?
I'm sure there is.
Actually, I think that's what the name of the burger actually is. It's called cardiac arrest. Like legit, you have to like sign a waiver. It's like It's like you look at it, it's disgusting. Like I like burgers. I wouldn't eat it. But
Where's it at again?
Vegas.
Somewhere. I think it's in Vegas. Like you have to sign a waiver to eat
I think
this.
Vegas is also known for is it? I think it may be Vegas where it's known for the Elvis Presley burger too, where it's like
I
your
wouldn't know.
typical burger, except a shit ton of bacon, a shit ton of cheese, and then you use like a glazed donuts for the bun instead of a bun.
I just remember every time I go to Vegas. The only thing I care about though is the food. It's always like a lot of good restaurants there. I remember.
Yeah. So I'm gonna start off with like the heart attack burger, which is the Five Guys burger. I think it's delicious. As a Californian, I think it's better than In-N-Out. All right, fuck. Okay, In-N-Out's still pretty good.
I think In-N-Out's overrated.
I think
In-N-Out?
it is overrated, but I think it's good.
It's good, but
It's good food.
It's not the best thing you're gonna eat, but like it gets the job done for what you pay for, and then it does it better than what is at that price.
yeah, I suppose it's
Like if you compare that to a Big Mac, fuck the Big Mac. I think I told Paul I had one the other week,
you did.
and I thought it was whack. I was like, this is not what it was hyped up to be all my life.
Why did you get the Big Mac again? I forgot.
Me,
You just ordered it?
I saw it. I was getting McDonald's, and I was like, you know what? I have never had a Big Mac before. I've had a quarter pounder once. I thought it was all right for McDonald's. Like nothing. It's not like a Five Guys burger, but it's all right for what you get.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got the Big Mac because it's like their signature burger. It's like what you go to McDonald's for if you want a burger. And it was massively overrated. It was tiny. It was like a shit ton of lettuce, and then there's like a third bun for like no reason. And yeah, it sucked. I'm sorry, you Big Mac lovers. I think it sucked.
My mom and my sister usually get the Big Mac. I haven't ordered a Big Mac. Well, I've actually never ordered it once in my life. The last time I had a Big Mac, I think I was like 4 years old.
Yeah, I think if you get a burger from McDonald's, you get the quarter pounder. Like, I think that's the superior burger between the two.
I agree. I enjoy the
Quarter pounder. Yeah.
quarter pounder.
Yeah, that's my go-to usually.
Yeah,
That or like the chicken one. I forgot what the
Chicken
name is.
sandwich.
the McChicken.
No, not the
The
McChicken.
deluxe chicken sandwich.
I've probably gotten that before. I can't. Name escapes me, but that and usually the quarter pounder is my go-to for
Chicken artisan burger or something.
This is gonna bother me. You guys can see. I need
buttermilk chicken something.
buttermilk.
Buttermilk.
Yes. Yeah. That's the one I
Okay.
usually get. Yeah, that's the one. I was about to search it up because I couldn't remember for the life of me.
Yeah, that's why that was my go-to when I was in the military. That was like, all right, I can't go wrong with buttermilk chicken sandwich here.
I lied to myself saying like, it's chicken. It's probably healthier than the other burgers.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Maybe not. But
Maybe not. It's burger.
Yeah.
No, it's McDonald's. So you don't
Yeah.
go there for healthy choices.
yeah, but yeah, for a burger though, I think Five Guys is probably my favorite. I do want to try Whataburger at some point in my life, but you know, obviously not going to Texas anytime soon. And then after the Five Guys burger, I'd probably top it off with probably some nacho fries.
Mhm.
Normally I would say LaVix, but I have not liked LaVix very much lately. Every time the last 5 times I've had it, I've been dissatisfied. So I'm not gonna pick it this time. Probably from somewhere place else.
I also like LaVix. I haven't gotten them in a while, just from the simple fact that it's in downtown, and usually whenever I walk to LaVix from my car, it's always like a homeless guy like asking for money. I'm like, I can't say no.
They're also incredibly inconsistent. Sometimes like the burritos you get could be the best thing ever, but a lot of times it can also be like undercooked or underwhelming. Same thing for like, everything else you can get. Like it's like the quality is not consistent at all.
I don't know, I've never had that problem. It's always been pretty consistent for me.
Well, maybe you haven't gone lately because their patented orange sauce isn't even orange anymore. It's like literally gray now.
It's
Really?
it's always been great.
No. It's always been a little orange, right? It's usually from like the pepper or some shit, but now it's like straight up just gray, like fucking laundry
Cement.
detergent or something.
I don't know if
Yeah.
I don't remember it being orange.
Well, I think you're just a crackhead, all right? It was orange
I
back
think-
then.
No, I don't remember. No, look, we can't.
Dean, we've had LaVix at your house a couple times.
We've even had the giant bottle, and it's orange.
yeah.
I don't remember any orange sauce
They
at all.
literally call it the orange sauce. Why would they call it the orange sauce? But
Bro,
it's like
who-
been
who
great
the
the
fuck
entire
is
time.
this guy? This
I
isn't Paul.
never called it orange sauce. Whenever they ask me like, how much sauce do you want? That's all they say, just how much sauce. I'm like, I want 4 or 3, and that's it. I never put orange in front of it.
Okay. One,
It's just called
there's
the sauce.
two reasons why Paul thinks it's never been orange. One, it's the Mandela effect where Paul was teleported from a different world. Or two, Paul's been colorblind this whole time. All right.
No,
I think
It has
no,
to.
Yeah.
no.
I think he's colorblind.
Yeah, I think he's colorblind.
I remember orange sauce from iguanas, but never from LaVix.
What do you mean?
What do you mean? What I mean?
I've never heard of the orange sauce in iguanas at all.
I've never heard of the orange sauce at LaVix. It's just called the sauce.
No,
No,
we
it's
call
called
it the
orange
orange sauce. I swear, Paul.
Yeah, I swear they call it the orange sauce. If you go to like
Is there
DoorDash
more
or
than,
some
is there
shit,
more than one sauce at LaVix?
They have salsa
I mean there is,
verde.
but that's their signature sauce though. That's the sauce they gave you when you ask for some,
Mhm.
or they
Yep.
ask you if you want some.
It's never been. I've never seen orange. It's always been like grayish, like oatmeal color.
Are you colorblind, Paul? Or
Yeah, I'm
No.
starting to think you're colorblind.
No, I'm not colorblind. We can take a colorblind test right now. I'll
Like
pass
when you okay, quick question. When you stop before the traffic light, what color do you see?
red.
And what does red look like?
What do you mean? What does red look like? It looks like red.
are you sure?
I do know.
Are you sure?
For,
Are you sure it's red, not gray?
No. If I were colorblind, I would think like red would look like brown to us normal people.
I mean, there's different types of colorblind though.
There
right?
are there are different, but the variation I'm familiar with is that red looks like brown, and blue and purple look like the same colors, just blue.
All right. Regardless of Paul's colorblindness,
I'm
so I'd
not-
have some nacho fries.
You guys are bastards.
Don't talk about yourself like that, Paul. Come on.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll have some nacho fries too, because fries are some of my favorite food. And then I would have some karage too, because
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes.
And
I
I'm
feel
not
that-
much. Yeah, but
The last meal. Are you sure you're not cheating by just like adding all the things you like and not just like what you have to order? It's like pick
no,
one thing.
I plan on eating all of this because I'm a fat ass bitch. so.
I usually hear
Honestly, when last meal, I think of one thing,
yeah.
and then like for me, I'm fine with just a big old bowl of noodles.
It depends on noodles.
It depends on. I mean, I can eat a lot. So if I'm gonna die, I'm be like, all right, I'm gonna fucking hoard this shit down my throat. All right, and
It depends on.
and then
the
I'll
noodle.
top it up with karage, since love karage. I wish we had good karage here.
It has to be from Japan though.
Yeah,
Japanese karage.
yeah. I want them to like do order from Japan and have
Import
it
it.
flown over. Yeah,
It has to
And
be from
kept
the
it-
7-Eleven.
kept in like a microwave or some shit. I don't care, dude. Like keep it warm, fresh, and then send it over to wherever it is I'm gonna die at.
If it's
And then
not from 7-Eleven, we don't want it.
yeah, exactly. I'm not much for the dessert person, so no
How
dessert.
about Family
I'm
Mart
gonna
though?
more eating a bunch of other shit.
I don't know about Family Mart though.
I think
also a
I'll
thing.
stick to the 7-Eleven brand. I think that's the karage I'm gonna go with for my last meal.
Mm.
And then for my drinks, I'll have a small white gummy smoothie from Jamba Juice because I always like that. And this is one smoothie from Jamba Juice that I wanted to try, which is like a blue one. But then I looked at the ingredients, I'm like, oh, this is kind of nasty. But then the color
blue gummy?
blue made me want to drink it.
Was it a blue gummy?
No, I wish it was a blue gummy. I'd fucking chug that shit,
no,
bro.
I'd probably grab a syringe and just like, yeah, let's go.
And to wash all that shit down, I'll have a seltzer water just to cleanse my palate before I get chopped on the chopping block or whatever it is. Yeah, that's my last meal. It's a fat ass meal, but shit, I'm gonna fucking die the next day anyway, so might as well, right?
Yeah, might as well.
Mhm.
All right. I'll go next.
All right.
Go for it.
I will have as my last meal would be 2 of KFC's Double Down.
Why?
with-
Why?
Why not?
Why not?
What
What?
do you mean? Why not?
We're dying anyways.
KFC?
Double Down.
No, you never had a double down though.
Yeah, have
That's
you not had
that's
the
like
double
different
down
beast.
before?
I don't even know what that is.
It's chicken
That's-
patty with 3 slices of
KFC.
bacon, 2 slices
Double.
of bacon.
There's bacon, cheese,
Yeah, bacon,
more
cheese,
chicken.
and then more chicken.
Yeah,
Oh,
just think of
fuck.
like a regular chicken sandwich, but toss bacon in that bitch. Toss some cheese or whatever in that
Yeah,
bitch.
and no
And
bun.
So,
instead of buns, it's just more chicken.
Yeah,
It's just.
2 chicken.
Mhm.
wait, is this at like all KFCs or is that like
I think
specific?
it's discontinued.
Yeah, it discontinued for a
never-
while.
I've never seen that. Moment I brought up like Google Images of the sandwich you guys are talking about, I literally felt like I had a heart attack just now. I'm just
Well, I
I
think
feel like-
I think it was called the double down or double decker.
Double Down.
double.
There's a double down,
Double
yeah.
Down.
That looks disgusting. I feel like I'm like building up like cholesterol in my chest right now.
To top it off, 6 pieces of Popeye's biscuit.
That's a lot of biscuits.
A lot of
huh?
biscuits. I didn't know people like biscuits.
I don't. They're okay.
They're okay.
Last meal though.
Might
You
as
just
well-
want something okay?
Yeah, I'm a little bit on par with this. I think maybe 1 or 2, but then 6 is kind of like taking up your stomach capacity a little bit.
Nah, fuck that. 6.
You're a madman.
I'm killing
All
myself
right.
before they can kill me. No drink. I'm a die.
You're not even gonna chew it, just like stuff it down your throat and choke on it.
Yeah.
Would you do that with anything else that tastes good?
Wait. Speaking of the double down, did you guys know they brought it back for a little bit last year?
No,
That's a
did
lie.
not
I didn't
know
hear
about
any
that,
news of that.
I just read it that they brought it back last year in April for like a few weeks, and that was it. Damn
The
it!
fuck? So they're just like, hey, don't tell anyone. We're gonna bring the double down, and then, yeah, like no one knew about it. So like, okay, they didn't know about it.
Yeah,
Good,
can you
good.
imagine when they if they brought back the fucking Double Down during like that chicken sandwich
The Popeyes chicken sandwich craze?
Yeah.
yeah.
hmm
They brought
Yeah.
Double Down back at that time, I would have been like, all right, fuck the Popeye chicken sandwich. We're going KFC real quick for the Double
Oh
Down.
yeah, no hesitation.
But yeah. Anyway, so 6. So you have the double. You just doing 1 double down sandwich, right?
two Double Down
2 double downs and then 6 biscuits from Popeyes.
Popeyes and not wash it down with anything. So
Just not wash it down or anything?
Nothing.
Yeah, bro. Gonna die parched, huh?
Yep.
All right. What about you, Kenny?
I think I probably start off with some carne asada fries from the Taqueria by Dean's Old Place.
Oh,
Okay, yeah.
like before, like they, you know, they were
Uh huh.
gone,
Yeah,
right? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then while going by different like ethnicity wise, like yeah, for Mexican, is carne asada fries Mexican or American? Say.
Uh, I I, I want to say it's like an Americanized Mexican food.
Oh, okay. So it's a mixture then. All right, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, okay. Well, for Mexican American, I'll go with carne asada fries. For for my Vietnamese cuisine, I'd probably end with the large bowl of bún bò Huế.
Oh, damn.
And then probably for Chinese, I'm I probably go with their their hủ tiếu noodle soup. And then for for some Thai cuisine, I probably go with their boat noodles. The
Damn,
boat
fucking heavy
noodles
on
are
the
pretty
noodles.
yeah.
Are you doing large bowls for each, or just like small bowls?
Fuck no, going large bowls each one.
uh
And then what else is there? Oh, for American, I'd probably get a steak from Trail Dust.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
We haven't got that in a while.
Bro, that was worth
Uh,
it. That was worth every
Mhm.
penny I had that day.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And then let's see. For drink wise, honestly, I'll be okay with some hot tea from the B90909 Paul's old job.
Uh huh.
Oh shit.
And then
I wouldn't count that as like my old job technically.
what else is there? Dessert, I'd probably get the burnt almond cake. I don't know if you guys remember having that.
I think we did. Yeah.
Mhm.
For someone's birthday, I forget.
And then I think that'll do for me.
That was quite a bit. I feel that this is just listing things we'd like to eat. I
No,
felt
no,
like
no.
eating on the last meal, but
You're gonna
What do
see
you
me
mean?
eat 5 bowls of noodles, Paul. Come on.
My
Yeah.
thing's a last meal, last meal. It's
you know what? You're right. You're right.
Like-
you know what?
Like if I'm not dying from whatever it is I'm dying from the next day, I'm dying from the food I'm eating. So that's my goal.
Regardless, you're dying.
I guess I'll continue off your guys' train since I think that's only fair. As for me, my last meal, plural, would be I guess like miso soup ramen, get myself some sushi, chicken karage. I get like a super burrito from my favorite taqueria. Some good
Bell.
nachos. No, not Taco Bell. Um,
Chipotle.
huh. I'll probably get some old like homemade crispy noodles my mom would make, and also some homemade egg rolls my mom would also make as well. Haven't had that in a hot minute.
So you never shared any of that with us? Why?
So it was my last meal. I ain't sharing shit. It's all for
Wow.
me.
Hey, you gonna give some noodles to Kenny's list of noodles to eat in his last meal?
Yeah.
We'll never. I was about to say we'll see, but I just chose to go with the selfish route and say never.
What up,
As-
B? That's played.
As for a drink,
Some alcohol,
Probably.
right, Paul?
get like a nice vanilla milkshake, Coca-Cola, and a lime haichu.
Oh, nine
Too high?
I'm surprised she's looking at
Do I?
Aichu, even though you're eat less than like.
Is it July? Fuck! I could have sworn it was the other. I swear,
When we're over in Japan, I always mixed it up too, Paul. It's alright.
July.
Yeah.
Damn it! I was like, it's
Yeah.
fuck, whatever.
So
Too
after
high.
he drinks everything, he ends it with like a small lime candy, you know, just to
Yeah.
top it all off.
Little mint as well. Just like it's a lot of food. And yeah, that'll be it for me.
Damn.
Yeah.
A lot of that was like the first half is gonna be Japanese food, and then the rest is just like, yeah, a little bit of everything.
Yep. A little bit of everything.
Mm-hmm.
There's probably like way more stuff on that list I would like to add, but I just can't remember. And I would not realistically eat all that.
Oh, I would. I'm going out good, bro. I'm gonna have food
Go out
gas.
of Blaze of Glory, eh?
Yeah. Like I just stick to one of those things. Like if I am eating a Five Guys burger, I'm like, okay, I probably shouldn't eat nacho fries and then karaage on top of that. But
Last meal's the last meal, you know.
yeah, last meal's the last meal. Like I gotta go beyond your limits a little bit, you know.
I should have added like A5, like Wagyu beef or like Korean barbecue or something. I forgot.
You know, Paul, you could have had some if you came over.
Yeah, I doubt that was actual A5.
It was still Wagyu.
It was Wagyu, but I was like, I want the good stuff. I want an actual Japanese chef to make it.
was
Kill
good
the
stuff.
cow
Though.
right in front of me.
Yes.
Slice the beef out of it. Slice the meat out of him, and cook him right there.
I add that to my list too. I totally forgot.
Yeah. Like I would like Wagyu. I think I would just stick to stuff that I know I'd like because realistically, it's just what I eat usually anyway. I'm just like, yeah, it's okay to stick with what I'm used to. Like with Kenny,
It's steak. It's of course it's just like depending on the marbling and the fat. But in the end, it's still steak. So
Yeah.
I'll know.
I still would want to have Wagyu one day. Maybe once I sell my organs. But there's some stuff that I just like. I would judge the fuck out of people if they chose it as the last meal. Like if they chose caviar as like that's like the one that's like what the main or one of the features they get. I'm like, why, dude? Like that shit. I don't get why that's good. I guess it's like a delicacy, but I don't know. Maybe I just don't understand it because I'm poor. But
No, this is there. I still have no clue what caviar is. I'm looking at images.
Caviar
eggs
is fish
or something. Yeah.
Caviar, caviar.
It's sturgeon eggs.
So that's why they look like that. Yeah, I'm looking at images of it right now. I'm like, I have no clue what this
Reminds
is.
you of like salmon roe, right? Yeah.
It does. It's just not as colorful.
Yeah. Like that's like a like a luxury
That's the
food,
rich man's salmon roll right there. Caviar.
basically. And
I'd pick salmon roe. It just looks more colorful.
dude,
more funny.
it does look more colorful. I remember looking at it, I'm like, ooh, it looks like a boba, mango boba or
I'd
something.
say.
Yeah. Fish eggs, I don't quite get though. Like I would eat salmon roe, but it's not something that I'm like, fuck, dude, I really want to get me some salmon roe right now.
Yeah, that's me right there.
Does salmon roe even taste like anything?
Salty.
Yeah.
I've ate it before while eating sushi, but I was like, just taste the sushi.
Have you guys
Don't taste
ever had
salmon roe.
ever had lobster by any chance?
Yeah.
Lobster?
No, I haven't. I can't. I just can't make myself eat like crab or like lobsters or any crustaceans. It just looks
Is it
weird.
because you're scared of them? Like
No, it's aside from sushi, I don't really like eating seafood in general. I've like over the years I've started to warm up to it a little bit, but
Mhm.
I just look at crab, I look at lobster, I'm like, why? Why would anyone want to eat this? Just looks gross and looks like a pain in the ass to like dig into and eat.
Yeah, I'll agree with Paul there. That's the one thing I mean, I eat seafood much more than how much Paul does, but I do find it annoying with seafood where you have to like either be careful when you eat it or you have to like do a lot of physical work to like get to the food itself. Like with crab, you have to like break open the crab legs, and then if it's like an older crab or something, it'll have less meat, so you have to suck it out or just pick it out. It's like a lot of work when you're like, I just want to eat like and get full like right now.
It reminds me of when you're eating like rotisserie chicken, and there's a lot of like tiny bones inside that you need to like.
Oh yeah,
try to
yeah.
avoid. And then it's like it makes me more angry than anything, just because like I just want to eat the thing, and all these tiny bones just keep getting in the way. That's why I imagine like eating like crab or like lobster looks like to me.
Yeah, like I like salmon, but then I just hate the part where you have to like you're chewing on it, and then there's like a little tiny piece of bone. You're like, fuck, I gotta stick my finger in and take it out, or or whatever, or maybe a couple pieces of bones. It's just like annoying. So that's why I don't eat salmon too often, because it's like I have to put in work. Whereas with like if you serve it as like sushi or poke, it's like it's all that, you don't have to worry about that shit. You just fucking monkey brain and just shove it down your throat and just swallow it. But yeah, that's the extent of my beef with seafood. But other than that, I enjoy it overall.
Yeah, there's just a little inconvenience.
Yeah,
peeling and deboning the fucking
thing.
thing.
Can people eat jellyfish? Is that a thing?
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
Like Chinese people, they make jellyfish into like a cold salad, I believe.
Like, this is my ignorance showing, but I imagine the worst part about jellyfish isn't the bones, because I don't think they have any, but it's just like the poison stuff, right?
The stingers, yeah.
Yeah.
I think
I always thought jellyfish made like a good like jam, to put on your sandwiches,
Yes.
Yes.
You know what's else is a good jam? Swedish Fish Jam. Just melt that shit and just spread it on your toast. I'm just kidding. Don't do that.
Wait. Are you talking about like the little like gummies?
The red fish gummies, yeah.
I don't know how I remember that or how that thought came to my mind, because I never eat that and I rarely see it. It just came. It came to me.
Yeah. One interesting thing about food I hear is that in France, like, they serve you like the weirdest shit at like tiny portions. Like, if you want to order like pasta, they give you like 3 strands of pasta, and they toss like an olive on the top of that, and they're like, "Oh, j'ai vu le parler fruit." And then
I can confirm the portions are a little bit tiny.
And I'm just like,
some places,
and then it's like expensive too. It's just like,
why? Like 3 times.
Why would you get that?
I can't tell you guys though. The French love their desserts. Like, it's like you have to eat it after every meal. And I remember when my family and I went to France 2 years ago, and we went to this restaurant. We had like the open course. It's a little smaller, and then there's the main meal, and then afterwards you have the dessert. And I remember when the waitress like came over, and she asked me like for my order, and I was like, "Yeah, I'll just have this and then this." And she's like, "What? And do you want dessert, sir?" And I said no, and she was like,
"She beat the shit out of you."
Are you sure you want dessert? Like, yeah, I'm sure. I'm so like, it's like I don't want to look. It's dessert. I'm not crazy about it. I don't have much of a sweet tooth. And plus, like, I don't need it. I don't want to gain weight. And he's looked at me. He's like I had.
We have
she looked at me like he looked at me like I had a dick on my forehead. Like, what the fuck? Who doesn't eat dessert?
Aren't you American?
No. Everyone else at the table got dessert except for me, and I was the weird one.
You know what? Something I hear that the French hate is that when you go over there and eat fries, right, and then you ask for ketchup, they'll hate you as a person.
Well,
you want ketchup with it. They're like, "What the fuck is wrong with this kid or this person?"
Well, I never ordered food in France. I always left it till like my mom or my relatives who could actually
Uh-huh.
speak French. And I can't tell you anything about the ketchup thing. I do remember though that the fries at the McDonald's fries we had in France, it's very tasteless. Like I had to like pour like a bunch of salt, just like please let me taste something. I come to McDonald's for the fries specifically most of the time. I just want the fries to taste good, but it was tasteless. So I'm like, well, I guess this confirms they're a little bit healthier in France.
Yeah. You know why? What country has terrible food? Here, the UK has pretty terrible food.
I heard the United States has pretty terrible food.
Not in the same way. Not even close, actually. Like with American stuff, like it's made for you to eat a lot of it because they give you bigger portions. You don't pay as much, and they do make it taste good, so you just keep buying more. That's the kind of the thing. Like when you go to McDonald's, you get like one McChicken or something. Usually you're like, damn, that's pretty good. I kind of want another one. But then like with the UK, they apparently like it's not known for very good food, and something they eat a lot of apparently is like toast with beans on it or something. And
Really?
it's like a big meme apparently. Yeah.
I
don't
mean,
know.
I do hear that they eat a lot of like bread and like beans. That's usually like
In
typical
English,
of like
yeah.
English
And potatoes
breakfast.
too, I
English
imagine.
breakfast. You get like the beans on the side, and then the fucking tomatoes, and the
I-
toast.
I hear for the Irish it's probably like potatoes, but that may have been like a little bit racist. But I hear though in the UK that apparently they're very well known for their chicken or their fried chicken. Apparently, that's what I hear.
Even though that's the case, I don't think they have a leg up on like the US or I mean, like karage from Japan or chicken from Korea is like a different thing too. But I don't think it's like as known as what what the US has or what Japan has though when it comes to fried chicken.
Mhm.
I don't think they have anything as a signature really besides like fish and chips and like fucking.
Yeah,
I
fish and
this is
chips.
probably a bunch of stereotypes, but besides like fish and
does
chips
sound like
and tea
Baked
and
beans
crumpets
bread.
and
like this is like stuff I learned from the stuff I'm hearing right now is like stuff I heard from like The Simpsons when I was like younger.
But yeah, I don't know. I've never heard anything like that puts UK food at like a different level from other countries.
To be fair, yeah, the UK is not known for their food.
Yeah,
What is the UK known for? Besides having
the stereotypes.
sexy British accents.
Sexy is debatable. All right.
Debatable. I mean,
You know-
a couple years ago, back in like when Harry Potter was like super popular, people were like, "Oh, British accents." But now people are just like, on
You
a
what, mate? You what, mate?
Tuesday, what's up, mate?
Yeah, I've heard some really annoying accents. Like you guys know Grade A under A or some shit. That guy has the most obnoxious British voice I've ever heard. Like I'm just like this guy was popular amongst kids because my brother used to watch him. I think Dean's sister watches him.
Probably.
But it's just so incredibly obnoxious. I'm just like, how do you people stand listening to this guy? Like, wow, it's like it's so strong, It just sounds awful.
What was it, like an authentic accent, or was he like exaggerating his accent?
It might be an exaggeration, but it still sounds obnoxious regardless.
I mean, it depends on the language or depends on the accent. If it's like the stronger it is, the more cool it sounds or the more lame it sounds. I'm
Yeah.
thinking like Scottish accents for one is like yes, I love it.
Yeah, Scottish accents are based, but
It is
just
based.
some UK accents are just like, ugh, stop, all right, relax. And then I hear it's like a thing where like, even amongst the people in the UK, they can't understand each other because of the different areas they're from and the way they fucking speak English.
Yeah, I think like the more northern English accent, it's like more what we would consider like more southern in the United States. Like it's like becoming harder and harder to understand. Whereas you go south, it's like your stereotypical like London accent.
Yeah, I have to say though, when it comes to pronunciations, I think the Brits have the worst. All right, like what the fuck is YouTube and meeching, and like they make like a ch sound for some fucking reason. Like I know they're super snobby when it comes to pronouncing things.
I don't think it's style. I think it's just their accents, mate.
No. They make like a ch sound with the T's, and it just sounds so incredibly stupid. And I'm just like, okay, you guys are super snobby about the way Americans and Australians pronounce these things, but then like they make those weird sounds. Where they're like they make it sound way different from what the word is, and then I'm just like, that's terrible, mate. That's fucking terrible. You need to fucking stop that.
Christ. It's I'm becoming. It's like it's over the years. It's becoming easier for me to like recognize between like British accents and Australian accents. I still have a hard time distinguishing between like Australia and New Zealand, but that's where UK and Australia is like
yeah.
It's like there's like some similarities. I can see why some people get mixed up on it, but I think over time, just like hearing like other British YouTubers and Australian YouTubers, like there is like distinction. It's like becoming easier to hear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It probably helps if like you hear it side by side, but then like if you're you have a UK accent or an Australian accent, you talk to me like on the street, like there's a good chance I might not be able to tell because like I don't have anything to compare it to. Yeah. Like this is one kid in my one of my college classes. Like he was Australian, but I thought he was a Brit the whole time because his accent wasn't like a stronger one, like the stereotypical one. It's more like soft. So I was like, oh, okay, he's probably a Brit, but yeah. Anyway, enough about accents. Fuck accents. They're stupid.
I think they're amazing. I think they're dope.
No one should ever imitate an accent ever again. It's stereotypical. It's bigoted.
Crikey! Yeah.
I sure am.
Yeah.
Cheers, love.
Ever got that feeling of deja vu? I can't. I'm sorry. I can't believe I did that. I feel ashamed. I'm sorry. I'll walk myself out.
Yeah.
Did you feel sad when you found out that Tracer was gay or was lesbian? You're
Like,
fuck, my chances are over. No.
No, but I heard like a lot of people though were like very disappointed. I mean, when I remember like a lot of like fans of Tracer or like the fan artists were like, well, is Tracer bi or he is gay? And then Blizzard was like, no, she only likes women. And they're like, no, our fan art is ruined.
I don't get that because you could just we're going down that route again, but you can just make her just fuck guys and the hentai, right? Because it's not real, so fuck it, right?
Yeah, it's definitely not real. But I think for some people, just like in the back of their minds, like, but it's not. It's not the same. It just feels wrong. I think.
Yeah, I think that's silly.
It is very silly, indeed.
What is it, dude? People have like the strongest reactions when they learn like a video game character is like gay or bi or something because they're like, "Fuck, dude!" Like they're pushing on an agenda. I don't care if she's gay. I don't care if she's straight. But then like people are just making a bigger deal of it than it really is. Like who cares if Tracer is a lesbian? You can still try to wipe that because she can't reject you or accept you because she's not a real person.
I think the only time I had like a massive problem finding out that a character was gay was with like a Legend of Korra, but not because that they were gay or she was gay or I guess bi in this situation, but just because I just remember watching like the first season, like I shipped Korra and red scarf dude, even though he's like kind of a dick, but at least he's attractive, so I guess I ship him. And then just to find out like later on when I stopped watching the show, like the guy's girlfriend and Korra, they got together. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it was like a really weird plot twist. They just wanted to, like, I never watched it, but like the way that you describe it is like, hey, it'd be a crazy plot twist if these two girls are fighting for a guy, and at the end of the show they love each other and they fall in love with each other instead. Just sounds like a weird plot twist. They just wanted to.
I wasn't upset that she was gay, even though it's like my kind of girl, but at the same time, it's like, the fuck is this plot? What?
Yeah, it was.
And
Like, there were no signs of their, of their relationship.
I couldn't say because I stopped watching after first season. I watched like a couple episodes of the second season, and I just stopped for some reason. I don't know why. I just stopped. So when I learned about the news, I was like, "What?" I like tilted my head to the side, like, "What?"
Like, did this show become too ship heavy? I think that's what ruins a lot of shows.
I think so. I think that's what happened.
Like,
And
yeah.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Oh, I was about to say, like, I remember yesterday when I was like scrolling through my Twitter, and sometimes when you follow certain people, some hentai pops up, and I remember saying like, yes, the usual like Korra Asami like fan art. I was like, that's dope. I was like, it's hot now that I've gotten used to it. I'm like, that's hot. But then I just remember having this thought, like, man, how weird does it be just like to be that, just knowing your two girlfriends that you used to date are dating each other? Like, man, that's big cuck energy right there. That's what I thought. Anyways,
Yeah, but what I was gonna say was that I think like when a show focuses on the ship more than the actual like storyline, I think it just ruins it. Like, this is gonna be a flashback from the last episode about when I first watched Sword Art Online. I thought it was good because I had like no other anime compared to really except like Dragon Ball. So I'm like, oh shit, this was cool. And then when I eventually rewatched it, I noticed that it was like not very good because like what happens is that the first few episodes like, hey, this is what's going on. This guy's in the video game world, and if you die in the game, you die for real. And it's a cool premise. And then eventually, like they also, at the beginning, they also introduced another girl, like the main girl, which is Asuna, right? So there's like some shipping going on when you watch it because you're like, oh, they have like chemistry or some shit, whatever. And then in the story, they eventually get together, right? And then from that point, it's no longer about like the fucking death game where they're like, we have to like climb up the tower, clear bosses so we can make it out of this death game. And instead it becomes like, hey, now that we're together, you want to own a house and we can like hold hands and then we can adopt this NPC as our daughter. And it's just like, you're just like, what the fuck? What's happening? There's like 3 fights in like the first 13 episodes that you can distinctly remember, and the rest of it's just a relationship, and you're just like, what the fuck happened to the climbing part? Where'd it go? And then it's just all romance, and you're just like, this is not what I signed up for.
Wasn't the pacing in that show like really bad? I hear
it was really bad because like when you watch it, the premise is like they have to climb 100 floors, right, of this boss tower basically.
Mm-hmm.
and then that's the goal, but instead of like doing like the slow journey of like, okay, let's beat the 5th floor this episode, and then maybe there's like some filler every now and then okay, now we're gonna focus on the 6th floor. Instead of doing that, they're just like, okay, we beat the 1st floor, then the next episode's like, okay, we're on the 20th floor now, and you're just like, what the fuck?
They're like speed running the arcs in the show.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden they're like on like the 50th floor, like a few episodes later. You're just like, what the fuck? What is this show about? I thought this was about the boss fights and everything, and then they just stopped doing that.
The video game got boring.
And then the final fight of that arc, which was only 13 episodes, by the way, I thought it was gonna be like the whole 25 episodes. It was just gonna be about going through like each floor or some shit. And the last fight of that arc, it was on like the 75th floor. Because then the main villain was like, yeah, I was gonna wait until the 100th floor to fight you, but I don't want to do it anymore, so I'm gonna fight you here instead. It was so stupid. I was just like, what the fuck?
Was it because he found out?
They found out, but they didn't. They could have written it in a way where it's like, okay, we found out. Well, I'll see you guys on 100th floor or something, right? But they didn't do that. They're just like,
I feel like
well,
they
fuck, he found out.
I think what the author was saying, like, that's too cliche. It's like, oh, you found out. All right, I'll see you guys on the 100th floor. Instead of just like, all right, fuck it, we'll end it here.
And then halfway through the first season, they all wake up from the premise. It's like, okay, the premise is no longer climb the 100 floors. It's now like, okay, we're gonna play a different MMO instead. And it's just
that's where they like. That's where I was like, all right, I gotta head out.
And in the second MMO, there were no longer any stakes. Like the stakes was like, okay, the main character got out of the virtual world, but his girlfriend who quote unquote died in the last arc is now stuck in the virtual world of the second MMO, and now he has to like find her and free her. But then like all the stakes are still gone. That's not the same, and you're just like, what the fuck happened to this show?
I guess I can just die and respawn and I'll be fine.
Yeah. If you die, you just respawn. There's like no longer any stakes. It's just find your girlfriend before she gets raped by the main villain of this arc. Sorry, spoilers.
Oh,
for
wow.
all you SAO fans in the audience, all right?
Oh well, I guess I'll never be able to watch that show now.
Just watch the first 13.
The first 13.
It's not even that good. It's like the fourth episode was them like, hey, let's do a murder mystery, but you're not a murder mystery show. You're not good at that. Don't do that. It was like, instead of worrying about the boss fights, even though we're on the 50th floor by now, or 20th floor by now, let's focus about why this person died in this certain way, and that person didn't really die, and it's just like it was all a scheme or some shit. It was just like it was just such a waste of time looking back. Yeah. So outside of the few boss fights of that first arc, it was just all stupid like romance between the two MCs, and I'm okay with romance, right? Yeah. I'm okay with like a ship taking off, but it became the whole show instead of focusing on the other stuff, which is why I think people like other shows like similar to it, like Log Horizon more or something.
Well, I mean, it's the sad thing is like people do like their romance, and that's usually what the sell point is like of some shows or some like series. Because I know there's this one webtoon I'm reading, and how it's advertised to people is like, your stereotypical love triangle. There's this one girl and there's two hot guys, and who does she pick? But then when you like start reading the story, you're like, this story is a lot deeper than that. But then when you look in the comments, you're like, people are like, yo, what the fuck? Where's the romance? Why is this so slow? So
what webtoon are you reading?
It's called I Love You, but instead like the YOU is just like YOO. So it's
okay.
Is it like a pun because the guy's name is You or something?
It's the girl's name's last name is You. It's
there it is. That's
the Korean last name.
Yeah.
And I remember like the creator of that title of that series. She was like, "Yeah, I know this title's corny. I just couldn't think of any good titles." So that's why it's like that. But it's a really good web series. But it's just it gets ruined by like the commentators. Just the commenters are like, "Where's the romance?"
Yeah, so this is similar to a thing that happened in ReZero. So I think the three of us, besides Kenny, watches ReZero here. And if you watch this show, it's not about romance. But then, like, this is a character named Rem that a lot of people love. And they're like, hey, she should be the one that's dating the main character because she's like, really in love with him. She does nice things for him, all that. But then, like, some people get really upset when in season 2, she's not really as much of a part of it because of certain reasons. And people are like, I'm not watching this show anymore because she's not in it. It's just like, well, it was never about her. It's about, the journey of the main character going through, like, all the crazy things that happen to them.
The memes, though. The
PTSD.
Yeah, so it's like they were watching it for the romance between her and the main character when she's not the main girl. But it's not what the show is about at all. It's about, it's suffer porn, basically.
It is.
Just watching him suffer, and you're enjoying it.
I mean, to be fair, this like last season's been like, wow, it's not a whole lot of like suffer porn. Fortunately, I don't think
it was quite a decent amount.
Yeah, I'm so surprised.
But not as much as like the previous seasons.
I'm so I don't know.
The rabbit scene still, plays in my hand. Right?
Spoilers, friend, in case people haven't seen it.
Hey, we're talking about rabbits. They could be like, what does that mean? Does that mean he pets a rabbit or something? All right.
Look, all right, I'm just saying, some people will be real mad.
Hey, you know what?
Technically, what I said was also a spoiler as well, but
If you're watching this at this point and you still haven't watched ReZero and you want to, you should do it before we I've already talked about it in this episode, right?
yeah, spoiler warning, by the way.
Yeah.
We're terrible.
If you don't give a shit, then just stay.
But if you do, go watch something else. Or bed.
Yeah, watch Sword Art Online. You'll have fun with it.
Yeah, just 1 through 13. Maybe skip some of the episodes.
I realized we spoiled Sword Art Online, but then we also who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
It's Sword Art.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're not missing much, apparently.
I mean, I know you never watched it, Paul, but you were never gonna watch it, so I'm just just letting you know it's terrible anyway.
I don't know. I don't know why. It sounds like it should be like a kind of premise that would interest me, but I just never did. I'm just
it is a good premise. It's played out by now, but the whole you're stuck in a video game. If you die in the game, you die forever. It is a good premise. It's just that the way Sword Art Online, the way they executed was pretty bad.
Yeah, but even when I first heard about it, way back when, I was I don't give a shit.
I like the concept.
Yeah. I think that's why I think Kenny and you are big fans of Log Horizon, because it's the same thing, but without a stupid romance taking over the plot, right? I've only watched 10 episodes of Log Horizons. I don't really know much about it. But.
They do less of the there's still romance, but it's less. It's more of the adventure,
an MMO part.
Yeah.
A little bit of romance is always good. I enjoy myself a little bit of romance.
Yeah, I enjoy it, but as long as it doesn't take over the show.
Yeah.
If the show is explicitly a romance, it's a story about these two characters falling in love with each other, then okay, that's cool. But if it's this show is about battleships, and our battleship's going to fight their battleships, and whoever has bigger, stronger battleships wins, and then it turns out it's a story about the two battleships falling in love with each other, and you're what?
Are you referring to those animes where hey, we're schoolgirls, we're anime girls, we're also ships or planes?
I have no idea what that's
tanks.
about. I don't know if the girls turns into battleships or the battleships are the girls are representation of a battleship or something. I don't know. I have no clue. But
I remember I tried to watch the Battleship Girl anime just because I saw a poster of it in my friend's room, and I was the girls look kind of cute. It's battleships. I like battleships. This could be interesting. I remember. Actually, no. I'm probably thinking about the tank one. Whatever. In any case, I remember I turned on the anime, sat back, saw the opening scene for the first 5 seconds, immediately closed it. I'm nope, this ain't for me. All right, no, this ain't for me. I'm out.
You know what's a big thing amongst weebs that I'm just can never get into is the musical idol girl ones. I think Love Live is the biggest one. I just don't see the appeal of that. I'm just this is really cringy. This is really cringy. I'm a pass on this one. That and the Battleship Girl anime, where I'm just they have a big fan base, but
I heard the Zombie Idol Girl one was good, but
I never watched that either. I heard it was good.
I haven't watched it either.
Yeah, the premise didn't capture me, so I was eh.
I remember seeing the memes with just that one girl rapping.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw the clip of that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I was it looks kind of dope. Could be interesting, or I could do something else. That's what I chose.
Yeah, there's just a lot of shows I just never watched. Even not just anime. And I've never watched Friends, and I've never watched The Office, and I hear very good things about both. But I'm just I don't want to start.
I still have not watched Game of Thrones, and I don't think I ever will.
Hey,
Yeah,
you should do it periodically.
I haven't started Game of Thrones either.
Game of Thrones. I mean, I think at this point no one's recommending it anymore because apparently the ending's really really bad.
Yeah.
So I guess no one's recommending it anymore. But at the time when it was big, it was dude, dude, you watch Game of Thrones, the best shit ever. I'm just like,
honestly, I was a degenerate for the thing. I was like, oh shit, they got some titties going on.
honestly, when I heard it was like porn, but with like swords and death, I was
Dragons.
like, maybe I might watch it. But then I was just like, I never bothered to. And at this point, I'm just like, now that I know how it ends or like how people feel about the ending, I'm just like, maybe it's for the best. I never watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember when my one of my cousins from France like came over, and I remember she asked me like, "Have you watched Game of Thrones?" And she wanted to talk about like the latest season. I just remember saying, like, "No, I haven't," and she was so surprised, like, "What? Someone who doesn't watch Game of Thrones?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's me. None of my siblings do. I don't. I couldn't tell you what's happened." And I remember Jeffrey even like giving me like a clip, like to save on my desktop to watch like the first season because he had it like pirated or something or whatever. Sat on my desktop in the corner of my screen for a good like 2 years before I clicked and delete. It's like, I am not watching this. I'm not interested. So if you're listening to this, Jeffrey, I'm sorry. I just did not care. Which is weird because I like medieval stuff. It should be my cup of tea. It should be something I'd be interested in watching it. I think just like I heard about the length of it, I'm like, I don't care.
Yeah, same thing with Walking Dead. I think at this point, no one's also recommending it anymore. But
I haven't heard about that in years.
But it was like I remember my senior year, like at the start of like every 2-3 classes in my English class, the teacher would talk about it with my some students in the class. I did feel a little bit left out because I didn't watch it, but I was just like, do I want to invest like time into it? Like at that point it was like 3 seasons or something, and each episode was like really long. So I was like, do we want to invest time in this to watch it that much? And I was just like, nah, I think I'm good. And then when everyone starts talking about how it was boring at some point, I forget when. Maybe it was like season 4 or 5. Everyone was like, yeah, it's like getting really boring. I'm like, all right, didn't miss much. Cool.
I've only seen like one episode of it while I hang out at Jeffrey's house. And he just like put it on. And the episode revolved around this little girl who was also a little shit. So I'm just like,
the reason
wow.
why I stopped watching it was because there was a little boy who was hella annoying.
Yeah. So I'm like, well, this is a great reason for me not to watch this show. This very first episode I see is like, I hate all these characters already. I don't care for any of them.
Dude, when it comes to like a little kid, like either they're like you know, a regular character where you're like, oh, you know, they're acting like a kid, or they're really fucking annoying, and you're like, I want this character killed off right now.
Shut up,
we were watching that train movie in the snow, whatever the fuck.
Oh yeah, little.
I think his name was Timmy or some shit. I don't know.
We called him Little Timmy.
No, I want that shit gone.
I remember that.
All he did was like scream and fucking cry and just act stupid the whole time.
Jeffrey wanted us to watch that show because like it's good on politics. Apparently, is like, what he sold it to us as.
Yeah, and you know, like if you look at like the plot and you're like, oh, okay, this has, you know, a lot of it has a message for it, right? Where you're like, okay, people who are poor are done being poor and eventually they're gonna fight back or some shit. But it's like, it was such a stupid
very surface level politics, and that's what Jeffrey tried to like sell us, because you know he knew you and I were like interested in politics, and that's why he tried to sell it us.
Yeah, but and you know I get it, right? Like that's the message, but it wasn't very discreet. It wasn't like if you really think hard about it, you'll think about the ending, and then that's what you'll think about it, what it means at the end or some shit. It was just like,
it was very on the nose.
Yeah.
Like very in your face.
It wasn't like I know the actor was Captain America, but I'm just like, eh. And then the stupid ass kid at the end where they're trying to rescue him from basically. Oh, spoilers by the way. It's too late for it. But they're trying to rescue the kid at the end because he's at the front of the train. And what he's doing is that I think he was like moving gears around or some stupid shit to keep the train going. But when the characters are rescuing him, they're like, Timmy, come here, we'll rescue you. He just looks at them and just like looks back at his work. He just keeps going to work, and you're just like, what the fuck?
Listen to your little shit.
Like, what is wrong with dude? You have a disability? Like, what the?
Captain America had like break his arm on like some gears just to like this little shit kid like, hey,
To survive.
like
You died
I
for that,
know.
right?
Yeah, he died.
Yeah, he died for that. And then one of the girls were the two survivors at the end, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, little Timmy
Yeah.
and the Asian
And
girl.
I'm not a big cinema sins guy, but the biggest sin of that movie was letting that kid live at the end. All right, we're an hour and 5 minutes in. You guys want to wrap it up?
Yeah.
All right.
I just want to
Yeah,
say
we
though, I don't know who I would take if it comes to little Timmy or Pea Stain.
Oh, it's just
Was
another
that-
little kid in like a fucking. It's like this Korean
drama.
Yeah, the
Korean movie watch. Yeah.
Korean horror.
Oh
drama.
yeah, I didn't see it, so that's why.
So
I
pretty
don't
much what the movie is about is like people are turning into monsters. Not zombies, but like monsters.
Everything all over
Oh,
this.
hell yeah, bro.
No, that's it's like literally episode 1. All right, that's like the whole premise of why you want to watch it in the first place. People are turning into monsters, and then the monsters, surprise, are killing the people. And spoiler alert from this point on. So pretty much what happens is that the main character meets other people who lives in like this giant apartment building in the show, and then he comes across these two kids. One of them is like a 11-year-old girl, and her little brother was like, I think
5.
I forget, he was like 5 or 6, maybe even 9. I don't remember the age difference.
No,
There's
it's
an
like
age
4
a little
and
bit
5, I think. It was either 4 or 5.
4 or 5 year gap, yeah, something like that. And pretty much like anytime he comes on screen, he would either piss himself, cry, and just like baby rage, like, or a combination of the three. All right, that's all. There's no scenes where he's like, "All right, let's get through," or like,
It's
"Oh,
like,
no,
I'm
scared."
helping.
Yeah, and then any time they get near a monster, the sister has to close the brother's mouth because he would cry all the damn time. Like a monster shows up, he'd be like, and she has to cover his mouth as he's crying, just so the monsters don't find them. And then he pissed his pants. I think one time he shat himself too. It's just like that's the entirety of the character.
Did he do it at the same time? He's like pissed and pee himself at the same time.
Props.
Yeah.
On camera.
He pissed, threw up, and sharted at the same time.
Wow.
Yeah, like that's all that kid did. Like there was never a scene where he wasn't doing any of those things.
That's
Yeah.
some writing.
The sister is like the sister's older, so she but then she go through a lot of shit too. But then she's always like, I gotta take care of my brother. So we rooted for her. But when it comes to the little kid, he's like, oh, I can't move. I'm pissing my pants and I'm pooping at the same time. Oh no. Yeah.
Wasn't that like a freaking like Prod Z video?
Yeah, I think so. But yeah, actually. But he never got better. And then that's why we call him Pea Stain, because he pissed his pants really hard one time.
Jesus.
Yeah. But anyway, if you guys enjoyed today's episode, you can check out our YouTube videos on our YouTube channel in the description below. We have episodes 1 through 26 already, with this being the 27th episode being uploaded soon. If you're watching this on YouTube and watch our live streams on Twitch, watch us at twitch.tv/the_Nincompoops. And the link to that's also in the description below. And yeah, pretty much catch us every 6:30 PST every week on Wednesday. We would try to start around the same time. And if you're watching us on YouTube, drop a comment. We enjoy watching your comments.
We enjoy watching it.
Yeah, we enjoy watching it. Like we put it on the screen, and when we're just eating popcorn, as the comments pop up, usually it's like one comment every like year or so. But like, hey, we'll take them. All right. So keep dropping the comments.
How long have we been doing this?
I don't know. I think we have like 5 comments or 7 comments or something across all our videos.
It's been like almost a year, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. It's been like 7 months at this point.
So we started in like the summer, I want to say.
I think it was July. Yeah.
July. All right, definitely summer then.
So
All right.
5 months from now, it'd be like a year
Yeah,
starting this. Yeah.
just give us like 20 more years, we'll be famous one day.
Someday.
Yeah, someday.
Someday.
Like Paul will be flying a jet, and we're like, Paul, the podcast is starting. He's gonna Discord us from there, and we can hear like the missiles dropping in the background. It'd be great.
Yep.
Yeah, and that's about it. Hope you
Alright.
guys enjoyed the episode, and if you guys have a good day, peace.
Have a good day. Bye.
Later.